Next week, though, is the first GOP primary debate. A handful of candidates have met the Republican National Committee's qualifications to participate in this debate. But one of the biggest questions is, will the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump debate? Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joining us live with more on this. Rachel, what have you found out?
Good evening, Eva. So far, the former president has not committed to joining the debate stage with some of his challengers, but he has such a commanding lead to win this Republican nomination. Political scientists say he really doesn't have to debate.
I think this debate is really important for a lot of those candidates who are lesser known.
Ahead of the August 23rd GOP debate, Todd Belt, a professor and director of political management at George Washington University, says well-known candidates like Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, and Mike Pence don't necessarily need this debate.
Debates help the people who are behind catch up. For people like Vivek Ramaswamy or some of the other candidates in there, it gives them a chance to really try to get their message out there and to help define their campaign to voters. And the reason that this is also very important is if we look at 2016, and you look at how almost every couple weeks there was another candidate of the week who was going to be the one who could be the alternative to Donald Trump. These candidates are trying to make a case that they are the alternative to Donald Trump and waiting around for him to fall.
Days leading up to the big debate, we still don't know if Donald Trump, who is the leading candidate according to polls, is actually going to show up.
He said he's not going to sign that loyalty pledge, which is required, and they need to get 48 hours notice and that loyalty pledge for him to show up. He's actually floating ideas of doing some counter programming himself, which he's done in the past, and that might actually divide some of the attention that this debate gets.
But Belt says Trump doesn't need this debate stage to stay in the spotlight.
Because the media will follow him wherever he goes, into the courtroom or at his mugshot or whatever it's going to be for Donald Trump. So this is really matters.
And Eva, whether Trump shows up or not, Belt says that some of these candidates who have previously worked for him, like Nikki Haley and Mike Pence, they need to try to gently separate themselves from the former president without trying to alienate some of those important Trump voters. He says that they need to try to portray themselves as a reasonable alternative.